Well, hello. Hey, this is Mark Barrett, and thanks for stopping by and checking out the Turbo ID List Puller, which is a new software tool that I had developed. And this is actually a killer tool. Now, if you've looked at the information on my other list pullers, you know that the other list pullers that I have typically focus on extracting emails. But of course, this one actually is quite a bit different because this one actually extracts Skype IDs. Now, the reason why this is so powerful is that if you market using emails and use the other list pullers, which work really well, you zero in and target keywords to go after your list to find the right emails, right? And so if you're in the BizOp marketplace or internet marketing, you can use whatever keyword you want to go after that. If you're in the MLM industry, then you're probably going to use MLM company names as keywords to develop your list. And then you use a separate email software to actually email out to that particular group. And of course, the reason why you want to focus in on those particular markets are because in the MLM industry especially, or home-based business, typically speaking, people last about 120 days on average before they move on to some other company, because most people don't know how to generate leads. And so if you target that market, you have a huge market that already understands the industry that you're in, and we know they're transitional. So your hit ratio is going to be very high. With sending emails using the other list pullers, though, your open ratio, since there's so much email floating around, even if you get an open ratio of 10% or so, you're doing really, really good. That means 95% of the people, though, aren't really seeing your message. Well, that's just part of the job of marketing, right? With the Turbo ID list pullers, we focus in on Skype and we pull Skype IDs. Now, Skype has a huge, huge community online. I mean, there's millions of people on Skype. And the advantage of this is because it's a chat program, I would say that probably 90-95% of the people respond to chat messages that come up on their Skype account. And so that means that you've actually flipped the tables here. So rather than 95% of the people using email not seeing your message, you have 95% of the people, if you use Skype to market, that are actually seeing your message. That means a lot fewer leads go a lot farther. So it's a killer approach. So let me show you how it works. There's a lot of functionality that's built into this particular tool, and you'll see a lot of buttons here across the top. This will not only extract the Skype IDs off of the internet using keywords, but it will also directly send a bulk mail message or chat message to those leads that you brought in through your Skype account automatically. So it's pretty darn killer. You don't even have to go and use some other system to be able to market or manually import into Skype. This does it all. So let me show you how it works here. It has a lot of functionality, but one thing I want to tell you first is keep in mind that with this software, I've designed it to be very easy to use, and so it doesn't need to be installed. And by the way, this works only with Windows. It does not work with Mac, unfortunately. So when you get your software here, that'll be in a zip file. You basically just right-click your mouse and extract all, and then you'll get a file that looks like this. You just double-click it. That's all. There's no installation. It just pops up and is ready to rock. So also, what's going to happen is the first time you use it, if you click on any of these buttons across here, you're going to start to see your Skype account flashing, and there'll be a thing right up here on the top of your Skype account that'll have two arrows pointing at each other that are flashing, and it'll say a program wants to connect to your Skype account. Do you want to allow it? Right, and you click yes, because these other functions up here will not work until you allow this software to connect up to your Skype account. Okay, so remember that. That's going to flash and bounce up here. Now once it's done that, all these functions are then active. But here's how it works. So initially, by default, this pulls Skype IDs off of YouTube, and that's why you're seeing a YouTube video right here. But then search the web, you can actually go through the other major search engines and use keywords and pull Skype IDs off there. You can get them by, you can pull them off emails if you already have a big email list. It'll go out and search and tell you which of those emails you already have also have Skype IDs, right? And then you can send, of course, bulk messages to them. But let's say we're going to go target MLM industry. And let's just start on the top of the alphabet here. Company that pops into my mind. Big telecom, they've been around for years, ACN, right? So all we do is type in the keyword for that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to click on search. And as you see, it starts popping through the YouTube channels looking for Skype IDs that are associated with the keywords that people have put on their YouTube accounts for ACN. And look how quick it is. It just goes, and it's totally automated. And so what it does is it's simply going to sit here and pull these IDs until it runs out. And as you can see down here on the bottom, you can see how many it's pulled so far, and then the total number it's actually found. And so some of these, as you do a search, you'll find there are thousands of potential IDs that you're able to pull. Now we're going to go ahead and stop it. Okay. Now what you would do now...
A few days ago there was a...
Oh, I'm going to have to pause that. That YouTube video came on, right? So what you're going to do now is you're going to click Save, and it's going to save it to a text file, right? And then you have a bunch of Skype IDs that are in association with ACN. You can also do the same thing with, Amway, the old granddaddy of MLMs, or maybe you want to search for people that are in some internet marketing company like maybe Empower Network. Same thing. I mean, any keyword in here is going to give you people or a list that's in association with that. Okay. Now what you can do, once you've actually saved that list, now you can actually go broadcast to that list, right? So you come up here to import, and you would simply import those contacts into your account here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to send a bulk email to them, send message, right? And the bulk message, if you click on this, it'll pop up, right? And so it'll allow you to take your contacts that you want to send the bulk, and then what it's doing here is when you first launch it, it's actually coming up with all your Skype people that are already in your account, right? So you can actually just select all and send a message to everybody. Now the cool part about this is that it actually has a first name tag. So when you send out a Skype message, you can go, "Hey, Bob," and so it personalizes it. Something like that, right? And so it comes through totally personalized. Now one thing I will mention here is that when you're first sending out to people on Skype that haven't already accepted your, let's call it a friend request or connect request, they're not going to be able to see your message until they actually click and accept your connect request. And so what's very important to do, right, is on your Skype account and your ID, right? So like here's contact request. I'll come up here. So what I always do when people send me contact requests is I click on this view profile button to see who they are. And most people don't really fill this out too well, right? So I recommend before you start Skype marketing is number one, you put your smiling face up there, right? Make it personal. And then you put a link down here to your websites and you can fill out a lot more than this guy did, right? MLM, want to network with other MLM people, blah, 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 blah. And that is going to get your acceptance ratio for people connecting with you much, much higher. Then as soon as they accept your connect request, boom, then your message is going to pop up. So you don't have to resend your message, boom, it's already there. So that's how you do it. Okay, and so I can just now select whoever I wanted to send this to, right? And boom, send the broadcast off. Select all, boom, send it to goes to everybody. Okay. So I'm going to close that now. And here's another cool feature of this software is you can get IDs by email. So you click this, and what you would do is grab a list. So let's say that you've used one of my other list pullers, and you've gone out to Facebook, right, with the social ID puller, and you've gone out there and you've got a whole bunch of emails. Well, what would be great is you probably sent an email blast out to them already, but how about increasing your hit ratio by sending it out on Skype? So you import those same emails into here and click Get IDs, and it'll go search for Skype IDs that are in association with those emails. Put them over here, you save the IDs, and go do a blast to them through Skype. Pretty slick, huh? So now if we want to search the web, remember this by default function searches YouTube, which is really a great place to start. Okay. But we can also search the web, and then it flips up a different window. and we could say, anyway, we'll stay in the A's here. And then we select our search engine, so Bing, Yahoo, Google. And so we would go search, and boom, brings up a whole bunch of people. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Now, with the email searching, since you're going through the major search engines, it's not totally automated. Because if this went through and just went page after page after page and pulled them all automatically, then what happens is the search engines would think you're a bot, which is an automated program trying to use their system, and they would basically shut you down, and so your browser wouldn't work for a while, and you don't want to do that. So with this, we set it up so that you can very quickly click next page, next page, next page, and so you can pop a couple hundred of these a day, and you won't have to worry about your Google or other account being temporarily disabled. If they think you're a bot, sometimes they'll disable it for your account for 24 hours or so you won't be able to search on that. So this gets around that issue, right? And then you save your emails or your IDs over here, and then import them into the other one, and then blast away. So we close that. And also we can go over to Skype groups. If we have a bunch of Skype groups already on our computer, we can go and specifically send bulk messages to any particular group. And so you pick up this group, you go select all, and then you put together your bulk message, and boom. Hey everybody, I got this great opportunity that just popped up. I got this great marketing tool, boom. And you send it off to everybody that's on your Skype list. So your marketing with this particular type of a tool, remember, is twofold. Number one is you want to go out there using keywords, and you want to collect a huge number of Skype IDs. You want to send an initial bulk message to everybody to connect up with you, to initially send a connect request to them, right? And so the connect request should be really simple. Hey, saw that you're in internet marketing. Hey, saw that you also are a lover of dogs. So whatever you're trying to market for by keywords. So this is not limited to just online marketing or MLM or internet marketing. You can use it to develop a list for any business model you have. You just use the keywords, right? But your initial message should be short and sweet. And they're not going to see it, remember, until they accept your friend request. So it's important that, once again, you set up your profile within Skype to look like you want it to look. Now, keep in mind also, if you already have a pretty big Skype account and you want to separate that out from your marketing, then just go into Skype and set up an additional account. Use a different email, set up an additional account, and have that be your marketing account. Boom. Pretty easy. So you're going to send your initial email to try to get them to connect. They're going to look at your profile and say, Mark looks like a guy who's in internet marketing too. I think, yeah, I'll accept his friend request. Then boom, as soon as they see that, they see your thing come up. Then you go back through after you give it a day or so for everybody to accept your friend request or your connect request, and then you send a bulk email message out. Hey, this is a great tool I found. So whatever kind of marketing you want to do. So this is absolutely a great system because everything is in one software that allows you to grab the IDs, have an extremely high open ratio, probably well over 90%, and then also send the messages directly through Skype. Hey, use it and enjoy. To your success.